Now, it has been far too long since I made one of these videos, so with the announcement of Persona 5 R coming, I figured now is about the time that I should probably get back into making these kinds of videos, talking about video games and news and my hopes and dreams, my trials and tribulations. No, I'm kidding. None of that. But I do want to talk about Persona and Atlas and what I hope will come to the next Persona game, which will probably be Persona 5 R, Persona 5, A, B, C, D. I don't remember what the other domains that have been registered were called. But I do know that the announcement Persona 5 R just happened, and that I am extremely hyped and excited for whatever Atlas has in store for us next. To preface this, there was a survey that they sent out a while back asking fans what would they want to happen for the next Persona game. They're interested in Persona 5, but with updated features and such. And I'm guessing that a lot of people said they want Persona 5 with some updated features, especially after their experience with Persona 4 Golden. That masterpiece did. Now, I will admit Persona 4 Golden was my first Persona game, and I didn't play the original Persona 4 game, so I don't exactly know what kinds of extras were introduced in Persona 4 Golden, but I will say that Persona 4 Golden became like one of my top 5 favorite RPGs of all time. And same goes with Persona 5. Persona 5 is also a masterpiece with a lot of upgrades and updates and improvement to life kind of features in it that they saw that they probably should add after the experience with Persona 4 Golden. Now, what this video is going to be about, if you couldn't tell from the title, is my top 7 things that I wish and hope would come to Persona 5 R. This will also count towards the other Persona domains that have been rumored to come out, and on top of the fact that Persona 5 has been rumored for the longest time now to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. So that's just one thing I'm getting out of the way. It's not part of the list. This will be an extra thing, is that I just really hope Persona 5 R comes to the Switch, or Persona 5 in general, because I don't know if Persona 5 R is actually just going to be like a Persona 4 Golden type situation where they just add extra content and extra things to the game. Like I said, that's just an extra. I hope it comes to the Switch. Now let's get to the actual list of things that I want to come to Persona 5 R. That is, again, if it is an updated version of Persona 5, kind of like how they did with Persona 4 Golden. Now, for wishlist item number 1, I said that all weird. Forgive me, I'm pretty sick today while doing this video. But anyways, let's continue. Number 1 on the wish list is a playable female character. I feel like there are a lot of female gamers out there, pretty high numbers actually. Last I checked, I think there were just about, if not more, female gamers out there than there are male gamers. And I'm sure that they would love to get into this Persona series, Persona games, but one thing that's holding them back, as my wife has pointed out to me, is that she wishes she could play as a female character. Now, from what I understand, in an Atlas interview, they decided not to have a female protagonist because it would have added some extra work for them. Well, I don't really feel like that's much of an excuse, especially when games super old, like going back as far as KOTOR, gave you the option of customizing your character even for these story games. And even, Mass Effect trilogy, they allow you to play as a female shepherd or female rider, whichever games you played. A lot of games have given people the option to play male and female, and a lot of women have an interest in playing these Persona games. But one major thing that's holding them back is the inability to play as a woman. And, it's really a shame that in this time and day and age, Atlas figured that it was too much work to incorporate a woman into their game, a woman playable character, even though they've also done it before with Persona 3 Portable, as far as I know. Again, I haven't really played any other ones besides Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5, but from what I understand, Persona 3 Portable allows you to play as a female, and that was a new update to the game because I believe the original Persona 3 game, you could only play as a male. So if they can add a female character to Persona 3 Portable, I'm sure they can add a female character to Persona 5 R. Next thing on my wish list which is going to play off a little bit on the first item, is gay and lesbian relationships or romances. Now, this really isn't for me because, being a straight, I don't know what you call it, heterosexual man, I don't really dig too deep into those things. I'm a man, I like women. I don't really care about gay and lesbian relationships, but I know there are a lot of people out there that really do care about this, and I feel like all this would do is help get more gamers into the series and give Atlas the sales that this series deserves. Because, as I've said earlier, not being able to play as a woman holds a lot of women back from playing this game. I'd imagine that not being able to have gay or lesbian relationships in this game also holds a lot of people back, because there are gay and lesbian people out there, and I'm sure that they'd love to play these games, especially more so if they're actually able to roleplay, because that's what this game is, an RPG, role-playing game. And if they can't roleplay in this game, they're not really going to show a whole lot of interest in the mass amount of numbers that I know this game can bring in. So, like I said, it's not really for me, but for a lot of other people, I'm sure they would appreciate gay and lesbian romances. Number 3 on my list would be having a new companion that's similar to Yosuke in Persona 4 Golden. And it's not like I don't really care about the characters in Persona 5 as it is, but I found myself missing that best friend type character in P5. Ryuji was a little too hot-headed for my taste, so I like another Yosuke type of character in the game. Or even, 2 other characters. A character that's like Yosuke and maybe a character that's kind of like best girl Rise, Kujikawa. So that's just my thoughts, because like I said, I really missed a Yosuke kind of best friend, and there's no other character like him in the game, or like Rise. I really liked Rise in Persona 4 Golden. And from my understanding, they've added new relationships, new friendships that can be attained in Persona 4 Golden. I'm not sure who it is. I'd have to do research on that, I guess, but I know they've added a new social link in that game. It would make sense that they added a new social link in this game as well. Maybe even 2 of them. One that's like Yosuke and one that's like Rise. And that'll give a added benefit of more romances that people can pursue if they actually want. I like Ryuji, but like I said, he's just a little too hot-headed for me. I miss that best friend that I can actually relate to. Now, number 4 on my wish list is more time in the game. Now, sometimes I feel like P5 gives the players more time in the game than P4G or Persona 4 Golden, but I also feel like it's not enough time to play, especially at a certain point in the game, which I'm not going to talk about for obvious spoiler reasons. So what I would greatly appreciate is to have more time in the game to spend with all the characters in the game. Because sometimes, like I said, I feel like I have plenty of time, but I guess that was up until a certain point in the game where I felt like I had no time at all to do what I really wanted to do. But that's just me. I mean, from what I understand, again, in Persona 4 Golden, they added a whole month or 2 in the game to give people more time to do things. That's just something I really hope that they can do in Persona 5R. And for number 5, it kind of plays off of number 4 a little bit, where if they really can't provide us with any more in-game time, because the story is so integral and already written, and it's really based on a really tight timeline for things that happen in the game, maybe add a post-story section to the game. Something like the dancing games, but without the dancing, because I suck at those rhythm games. But add some post-story content. Maybe, I don't want to spoil the game, but maybe add some things at the end of the game where we can get more time with our characters. These kinds of games really make you sad when it comes to the end because of certain events that happen in the end. So to have more time, maybe post-story or right before the end of the story, would be great. But like I said, this one's for if they can't give us more time within the story, maybe give us some more time after the story to hang out with our peeps and do proper things before the end of the game. Again, trying not to spoil the story. So number 6 on my list is that I hope that they can bring the SOS feature back from Persona 4 Golden, where you can send out a request for help. And if somebody responds to you, you can get a nice little buff or heal. Maybe even add a little bit to it, where if it was somebody on your friends list that responded to your SOS signal, that maybe they get something extra as well and you get a little something extra in return. I think that would be pretty fun, and maybe bring out some more co-op aspects of the game to make the community feel a little bit closer and want to help each other. Because I remember in Persona 4 Golden, I used to love responding to people's SOS signals and helping them out, and it was always a nice surprise when people would help me out. It gave me that nice little bump that I may have needed before the next fight, because, you know, the game could get kind of hard if you're not playing on very easy. Now for my last point of this video, hopefully you guys stayed around this long, and if you did, make sure you drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to try to get more of these kinds of videos out, and I'll also be playing some mobile games whenever I can, because I simply don't have the time to sit down in front of a console and a TV to play games these days. So my Switch and my mobile games are my go-tos right now. But anyways, for the last item on my wish list, I would like them to do something like how Konami did with Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, and make it so that Persona 5R comes with Persona 4 Golden on it. Now, how amazing would that be to be able to play Persona 4 Golden in HD, like proper HD, not the Vita HD, which isn't really HD, but proper HD on your Switch, and maybe even on the big screen, because, you know, the Switch has two functions in it: portable play and big screen TV main console play. It's 2 for 1. And that would be amazing to be able to revisit Persona 4 Golden with higher fidelity and higher details on characters and the world and whatnot. That'd be amazing. So please, Atlas, if you're watching this video or listening, include Persona 4 Golden if you can, because that'd be great to have Persona 4 Golden along with Persona 5R. That definitely adds some extra value to the games, and get people invested into your games even more than they used to be, or even more than they originally were if Persona 5R will be their first entry into this series. So that's my quick list of 7 things, 8 if you include the beginning thing, which I don't really count. But like I said earlier, if you enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like down below, and consider subscribing to this channel. Maybe even check out my vlogging channel that you can find in the description down below, where I like to do vlogs whenever I can, but I don't have a whole lot of time for that these days with school and work and whatnot. And at this point, I'm really curious about what you guys think down below. What kind of features would you like to come to Persona 5R? What's your wish list? Tell me down below. I'll be really interested to hear and see what you guys have to say, and I'll try to reply whenever I can. I'm not sure how many people actually see this video and leave comments, but for everyone that does, I'll try to reply to you as soon as I can, and maybe have a discussion with you about great ideas that Atlas should really listen to us on. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.